Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, where it's my brethren all around the world watching this video, hope you're having a great day today as you're tuning in. Make sure you do yourself a damn favor and hit that subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. Now, interesting stuff, and I'm not gonna lie, this is very left field news, very unexpected stuff, but it's been reported by Boxing.com that top-ranked CEO and promoter Bob Arum has revealed that if Felix Verdejo proves himself in his upcoming fight against Brian Vazquez on the Terrence Crawford versus Amir Khan undercard, that he could get a Lomachenko fight as early as next year in 2020. What the hell is going on in boxing? Felix Verdejo? I mean, look, I like Felix Verdejo. At one point in time, there was a hope. Like he was a guy that many people had as prospect of the year in 2015. He was someone that was looked at to be the next flag bearer, the next pay-per-view star for Puerto Rican boxing. And he's delivered lackluster performance after lackluster performance ever since the William Silva fight in 2016. He's delivered so many lackluster performances. I mean, this was a guy who had, boxer, puncher, Olympian, had the wow factor early in his career. Was even discussed at one point. People forget this, but even at one point in time, he was discussed as a future opponent for Terrence Crawford. I remember being at the Crawford-Lundy undercard when they fought. People were talking about, a lot of the media, a lot of the people in the crowd were talking about potentially Verdejo moving up to 140 to challenge Terrence Crawford, and that never worked out because Verdejo never held up his end of the bargain. But here's what Bob Arum said in regards to Felix Verdejo. So here's what he said. He said, I quote, "When we signed Vasyl Lomachenko, we asked him to recommend fighters that we could sign a top rank. And when he spoke about Felix Verdejo, he told us he was the best opponent he had in his 397 fights as an amateur. And that coming from Lomachenko was a big recommendation. At first, his performances were sensational. Then things happened. He lost his dedication. He had a motorcycle accident. He started to surround himself with a lot of people, and he forgot that in order to be a world-class fighter, it requires a tremendous amount of dedication and a unique work ethic. But his last few performances were terrible. He lost with Antonio Lozada, and he certainly was not close to being the star we thought. But his manager, Ricky Marquez, rightly brought Angel Memo Heredia, that's always great, to the team. And Verdejo has been very motivated, so we are going to put him in with a former champion like Brian Vazquez. Vazquez would be a very good test, and he will show us if Verdejo can be someone or not. Perhaps if he proves himself in 2020, he can make a big fight with him and Lomachenko. It's never too late. That's why we believe that this can be a last chance for him." So there you have it, man. And then he would go on by saying that they could have that fight with Lomachenko done as early as the latter part of this year. So look, I really don't want to be disrespectful, but look, Felix Verdejo had his path laid out for him. He just messed it up. He messed it up. The motorcycle accident messed it up. Lackluster performances messed it up. And I'm not saying that he can't redeem himself. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm telling you right now, okay? And I'm gonna raise my voice for this one. I'm telling you right now, if Bob Arum lines up Felix Verdejo for Vasyl Lomachenko and forgoes the Teofimo Lopez fight, that will be one of the most shambolic moves any promoter can make in boxing this year, because it's clear to me, and it's clear to anybody with half a brain who has a genuine understanding of the lightweight division, that one of the top 2 to 3 most interesting fights to make based on the current guys in the top 10 is Teofimo Lopez versus Vasyl Lomachenko. Teofimo Lopez has been delivering sensational knockouts. I mean, for Christ's sakes, he's fought guys and knocked out guys Verdejo fought. He fought William Silva, the same guy, the same tall, awkward Brazilian fighter Verdejo fought. Teofimo fought him, and he ironed him out like a wrinkled pair of jeans and threw him to the side, over the top rope, like a piece of trash. And he showed his class in the night. He showed where he's at in the game of boxing. And I'll even say this. I mean, I know he's not fighting Jose Pedraza next fight, but if they would have put him in the Pedraza, if they would have put him in with Pedraza for his next fight, he would have destroyed Pedraza. You would have gotten a statement performance from him, and people would have been saying, "Well, look what he did. He did better against Pedraza than Lomachenko did, in a more dominant fashion." And people would be clamoring for that fight, and you could have had a big fight right there. But no, you want to make a fight with Verdejo, a guy who has who I like, who I wish him, I really want him to do well in his career, but a guy in Verdejo who has not had an impressive performance. I mean, like a truly wow impressive performance in well over 4 years. I mean, every fight he's had from 2016 on has been lackluster, to say the least. So, I mean, the way I see it is this. Either A, you're going to put Teofimo in there with Lomachenko and do the right thing before Teofimo has to move to 140. B, if you really are so keen on making a Lomachenko fight happen with Verdejo, the smart thing would be to put Verdejo in with Teofimo, because people are clamoring a lot. People are starting to clamor for Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko, and you want Verdejo versus Lomachenko because you know Verdejo has that Puerto Rican fan base, and you know he'll be able to sell tickets. That's what this all comes down to. So my thing is this: if Verdejo is still, if you really want to see him in there with Lomachenko, put him in there with Teofimo, and if he beats Teofimo, then he can he's more than earn a Lomachenko fight because Teofimo's been looking impressive. I don't give a damn, straight up. That's not very insensitive. I don't give a damn if he had a good fight with Lomachenko in the amateurs. He lost. It's called losing. He lost. And like you got Lomachenko needs to fight the best guys available to him. And like right now he's fighting his next fight. I mean, the guy, his last fight he fought Pedraza, a guy who had a belt. And I'm not trying to slag off or discredit Pedraza, but Pedraza was a massive underdog for a reason going into that fight. It's the same Pedraza that got outboxed on PBC Tuesday Night Fights against Ender Cherry. Okay, he never had a chance against Lomachenko. I knew it. You knew it. Anybody with half a boxing brain knew he had no chance against Lomachenko. His next fight against Anthony Crawler, he has no chance, almost no chance against Lomachenko. The guy is a light puncher, and you don't have the boxing skills to outbox Lomachenko. So unless Lomachenko just falls to bits in the night and is completely trash, but Corolla's not beating him. So his last couple fights, he hasn't really, with the Pedraza fight and with his fight against Corolla, he hasn't really been fighting the creme de la creme. We want to see Lomachenko in there a bigger challenge. I mean, it's been 2 fights. At the conclusion of the Corolla fight, it'll have been 2 fights against Linares, 2 basically what I would view as stay busy fights for him, because Corolla and Pedraza never had a chance. I know Pedraza had a belt, and he outboxed a fighter in Beltran, but he never had a chance. And for you to sit here and tell me that you're even thinking right now, before he's even beaten Brian Vasquez, you're sitting here already thinking about Verdejo versus Lomachenko. I mean, oh my God, another cherry pick Lomachenko. This guy could have fought Pacquiao. This guy could have fought Teofimo Lopez, and he's going to get a chance to fight Verdejo, a guy that is very short on confidence, a guy that, I mean, I don't know, man. I think he might not look so good against Brian Vasquez. We don't know, but it's pretty much April the 20th for Felix Verdejo in his career is pretty much do or die. So if he does not deliver on the night, then I'm sure it'll be over. But I really hope he does well, because Puerto Rico needs a star. Puerto Rico needs someone that they can get behind in boxing at the world championship level, and that vacancy is still there. Perchalone, God rest his, what's happened to him. He had his accident. You have Danny Garcia, who's in the latter stages of his career, and he's never really quite been that pay-per-view star for Puerto Rican boxing. So that void is still there, and if Verdejo can rise to the challenge, then great. He can carve out a great career for himself, be a headliner at Madison Square Garden, sell lots of tickets, and probably follow in the footsteps of the great Puerto Rican fighters who have been headliners in New York City, like Miguel Cotto, like Felix Trinidad, guys like that. But I think right now it's way too premature to be thinking about Lomachenko fighting Felix Verdejo. The guy has been irrelevant for well over a year. He hasn't had a really standout performance in well over 4 years. So Lomachenko versus Verdejo, feeling it. To be honest with you, I'm not really feeling it. I know they have that amateur history, but it's the pros, and he needs to actually do something in the pros and reestablish himself as one of the top young talents in the sport. Because from my understanding, I believe he's still pretty young. He's got to be like 26, 27. So, I hope he really does win on the 20th and look good and just thicken the plot at the way, because it'd be good to see if he can recapture the form he had in 2018 when he was knocking dudes out left, right, and center, because he was something to watch. So that's the news there. I'm thinking about making Felix Verdejo Vasyl Lomachenko fight as early as later this year. So you guys can give me your thoughts on that in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, like I say in every single one of these videos. You can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.